So, I'm going to have to introduce the players very quickly here. This is game number 5 now between the TyRanT Legends and the Czech4ever team. Game number 5 is deathmatch, and we have got a 2v2. We've got over to the far east of the map in the yellow, the Viper playing as the Japanese for TyRanT Legends, and his teammate down to the south of the map in the red is Jordan23 playing as the Persians. Their opponents up to the north of the map for Czech4ever, we've got TyRanT playing as the Persians in the blue, and off to the west of the map in the green we've got Yannick playing as the Japanese for the Czech4ever team. So, yes, deathmatch, very fast, it's played on fast speed, lots of resources, lots of spam, and this one should be interesting. It could be over in a matter of seconds, a matter of minutes, or a matter of days if it becomes a massive stalemate, and that is often the case in many of these situations. So we've got TyRanT coming straight up with the stables. He's going to be spamming some paladins out, looking for some quick and early villager kills. Jordan23, the other Persian player, going to be the target of TyRanT's raiding, it seems, as TyRanT heads down to the south of the map almost and looks for some villager kills where he can. Now, killing off villagers in the early game of deathmatch is crucial. If you can kill a few villagers, then you can get yourself into a very good position as you prevent your opponents from making those military buildings. Meanwhile, Viper on the right side, unharassed at the moment, but just making halbs, expecting, of course, the Persian elephants and the Persian paladins to be making an appearance on the map. But it looks like they're going 2v1 against Jordan at the moment. TyRanT and Yannick both coming down to the south here and looking to hit Jordan hard. Jordan's building up, though, in a very defensive position. Those 3 castles are on the way up. In fact, 4 castles on the way up for Jordan at the moment. And Jordan, of course, wants to get those Nellies on the map, the elite war elephants being produced already. And we've seen one of these deathmatch games already, and it was insane. Insanely good. So this is looking like Jordan's going to be able to defend with the heavy scorpions, and if TyRanT and Yannick keep spamming into this, they will just be throwing units away with the heavy scorpions behind here. However, TyRanT, good raiding on this right hand side, Jordan23 losing his villagers that building these TCs, and as the Persians, it is especially important, exceptionally important, that you get your economy up and running as quickly as possible. Now, TyRanT, on the other hand, looks so different in comparison to Jordan23. He's got no TCs up yet. He's got no TC foundations up yet, and he has not got many castles, really. He's got 3 up at the moment compared to the 4 of Jordan, and I imagine Jordan will be making more very soon as well. Not looking so great on this left side for Yannick now, as Jordan's got those Nellies out, and those heavy scorpions are going to be laying down some serious damage onto those champions and onto those halbs. We'll probably see a bigger switch into halberdier from Yannick very soon. Viper coming over this side as well, though, but he is making some hand cannons now on this left flank, and that could be huge for defending this, especially with the hand cannons against the infantry units of Yannick. Got to look at that population tab, though. The Viper on 114 pop right now, compared to the 73 of TyRanT, 78 of Yannick, and 65 of Jordan. Now, Jordan's population is the lowest in the game, but he has got those war elephants out on the map. The war elephants from TyRanT are very slow popping out, but he has got a lot more paladins, and he's looking for a flank route on the Viper. Viper, though, 150 pop already. He's nearly at that population limit, and his economy, like, how has he done this? It's so much here, so fast, it's insane. As TyRanT comes in and hits him on the flank. That's a great move by TyRanT, actually. Viper, though, and Jordan pushing forwards on this left flank. Yannick losing ground very quickly. It's very difficult for the Japanese to outclass the Persians. I would definitely recommend for Yannick in this position some onagers. That would be the best decision to make, but mass barracks from Yannick back here as he tries to spam as many halbs as he possibly can. But the addition of heavy scorpions and hand cannons over here are going to make a huge impact on this, and Viper and Jordan should be able to push straight through on this left flank, with Viper's army coming in to back this one up even more. Now at the back, TyRanT is looking for some kills in Viper's eco, but Viper getting those units into position quite quickly, and Viper is now population capped at 200. Pretty quickly getting up to 200 pop. Got loads of TCs up. If we have a quick look, Viper is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, set 6 TCs for the Viper at the moment, and mass villagers coming out, huge masses of scorpions on the left for Jordan 23, and TyRanT has got a huge army, but he's not moving out just yet, and his economy is just nowhere near the level of Jordan or Vipers. Jordan Zico at the back, huge amount of TCs. They've got trade carts coming out very soon as well, as that gold income starts to get very low. Even Viper collecting up the relics here also, and more castles to help defend his eco. Viper's pushing out in the north, but the main action on the left-hand side. Now, this is where it's at. Jordan's with those trebs now at the back, taking down the castles of Yannick, and meanwhile, TyRanT's trying to hit Viper on the flank, like I say. Viper, of course, has a lot of halbs here, and his army in the center of the map needs to move over, I think, and get back to his own base so that he can prevent him from being steamrolled by TyRanT over in this north area. But like I say, Yannick, looking very, very ropey on this side, starting to make some heavy scorpions as well, a few samurai and halbs, but his eco pretty slow to get rolling, only just building those extra TCs now, not too many farms either, and this looks like a huge death ball from TyRanT Legends on this left-hand side. It's kind of mad. Seeing deathmatch. It's so fast-paced. Jordan sending those Nellies into TyRanT's eco, loving that. And meanwhile, Viper losing his castles to TyRanT's Nellies and to his paladins. TyRanT getting in there doing huge damage, but Viper reinforcing very quickly with halbs, and it doesn't look like TyRanT is going to get much further forwards here, as his army just seems to disintegrate in front of the Viper's halbs there. On this left side, Viper's hand cannons doing some serious work against the infantry of Yannick, and Yannick's been pushed right back to his base as these castles keep deploying and pushing forwards to take down these castles. Once those castles are down, it's going to be horrible for Yannick to defend this, because the castle's just going to drop, and it's going to mean that Jordan can... I almost said Jordan then. Come on. You guys confusing me so much with the J's that I'm saying Jordan now. Jordan is going to push in and going to just take out those barracks, and without any military production, Yannick is not going to be able to keep that anti-anything up. He's just going to lose everything, and GG. But on the right-hand side, Viper's pushing this back, and I've got to say, the Czech4ever team have just crumbled now. 49 population for Yannick, and 110 for TyRanT, but Viper's at 190, Jordan's at 173, and these castles are dropping like flies. My goodness me, these elephants doing some huge damage, and the Scorps on the hill are going to make this impossible for Yannick to push back out against. My goodness, this castle's just going to drop. And I think Yannick is out of resources here. We have a quick look. Yeah, he's got no wood, no food, and no eco really to support this. If we have a look, they've got Viper and Jordan have trade up, a lot of farms, a lot of wood income. I think at least for Jordan, he must have some wood income. Maybe not wood income then. I see no lumber camps, but a lot of farms, a lot of gold, and those extra resources are being secured. But Yannick now losing his TCs, and a castle from Jordan. I should just call it Jordan from now on. A castle from Jordan going up on the front of Yannick's base, and that is pretty much that. Viper's pushed right out on this right-hand side as well, and these guys have got a bit of trade going now. But it is nowhere near the level of Viper and Jordan at this point in time. Yannick is down to 37 population, and that is the GG. Yannick resigns, TyRanT resigns, and a 17-minute deathmatch game. Jordan and Viper, 1-0. Now, this deathmatch stage is played as a best of 3. So that means that it is 1-0, and the first team even to win 2 games will get the final point of the 5. So we've got another deathmatch game to come straight up, and I'm going to load that one in right away and get game 2 running immediately. So we're back, and this is now game number 2 of the deathmatch. It's a best of 3, like I say, so we're going to just see what goes down here. Over to the northeast of the map, in the yellow, we've got the Viper once again, now playing as the Byzantines, and down to the south, in the green, we've got Jordan 23 playing as the Spanish. On the opposing team, over to the far left, we've got Error now in the blue, playing as the Byzantines, and up to the north of the map, in the red, we've got TyRanT playing as the Spanish in the red. So Error replacing Yannick from that last game, and we'll see how these guys manage to, if they manage to do anything different. Of course, Yannick died pretty horribly to Jordan23, or Jordan23 even, and as a result, they've replaced him. He's been replaced. But it should be interesting. Spanish here, Jordan going for the Paladins by the looks of things. Quite a few stables coming up, and barracks as well for those Halberdier. Castles coming out, of course, and I think in this situation, best to go with the Paladins than the Conks immediately. Trabant as well going for not the camels, goddamn, they're not camels, they're paladins, go for the paladins as well. The Viper going for paladins also as the Byzantines here, but the Byzantines paladin does not stack up quite as well, as they do miss that +4 attack, and they also miss bloodlines. So the paladins from Viper here much weaker than the paladins from Trabant, and I imagine Trabant should get a little bit of an advantage in the early game here, as Viper tries to put some early pressure on. But Trabant sends it right back and starts to pick off some of these villagers, denying these castles from the Viper. So Jordan on the left side looking pretty good. These Halberdier just kind of circling around. Of course, like I said, no +4 attack though, but they are still going to be great at taking down the Paladins for now. But Jordan has got Error on the defensive, and Error making the classic error of losing too many villagers in the early game. He only has these barracks. He's got no houses hardly. So he is going to be population blocked very soon. In fact, Error's population headroom is 25. He's population capped, whilst Jordan23 is sitting on 49 population with a population headroom of 135. And he is just going to be maxing out that population as fast as possible. And yeah, that's looking very bad for Error over there. Keep that population tab open just to give you guys an idea of what's going on. Viper, on the other hand, managing to defend for now, and keeping that population going up, but Trabant has got the population advantage in the north against Viper. However, Jordan coming in with those paladins, adding in some champions for good measure, and the Spanish player here going to be all over this. Error with 55 population headroom, and Trabant as well, 60 population headroom here. They are getting population capped, and that is a big problem, because this population cap of 60 for Trabant that he had was delaying any more military production, and as a result, Viper's caught him up and he's now at 58. Jordan, on the other hand, still pushing forwards, adding in those conquistadors on the left side, and those conquistadors are going to be able to take down those halbs from a distance, whilst the champions start to tank it. In fact, Jordan might slow down on the paladin production, but I don't think he has to worry too much about his resources at the moment. Viper making a run by at the top of the map, going to raid Trabant's eco, whatever he can find up here. Meanwhile, Trabant in the center of the map, but just idle, unwilling it seems to make an attack, and Viper very close in terms of population now to Trabant. Trabant not helping his teammate though, as Jordan pushes forwards with his Trebs and has a massive population lead over Error. He has about 100 more population at this point in time, and yes, Jordan has got a lot of TCs going up at the back and a lot of villagers coming out. Trabant though, going to raid Jordan's eco, and he's probably might get a TC down or something, but Jordan's going to react pretty quickly to that. Of course, he sees it coming in thanks to this castle from Viper, and on the left side, Error is completely GG'd. He's going to lose that first TC that he had. And I think Yannick probably did a better job, to be honest with you. But Deathmatch is going to be the one that catches a lot of teams out, I feel. And not many random map players play Deathmatch, and it is a totally different kettle of fish to the standard random map that you normally see these guys playing. Viper with the heavy camels back here to help deal with those paladins from Trabant, and Trabant now coming in to help out Error on this left side, but it is over at this point in time. The TyRanT War Legends even have pretty much double or triple the population of the Czech4ever team, and that's the GG from Error there, as they resign, and a quick defeat once again. Jordan and the Viper, the Dream Team Deathmatch Duo. Oh, that's a good one. Good bit of alliteration for you there. The Dream Team Deathmatch Duo, and rolling all over the Czech4ever team. Of course, for many teams in this tournament, the deathmatch games are not going to be their strong suits. But yes, the Jordan and the Viper making very quick work of the Czech guys, and that means that they will get that 5th and final point on the board with 6 games played, 5 points total. Viper and sorry, not Viper, Jordan. The TyRanT Legends even getting 4, and Czech4ever taking home that 1 win. But hey, you got to give it to them. That was a very good first game from the Czech team. They did a fantastic job of taking a game from the Legends, and the TyRanT Legends were, expected to just win every single game in their group. So to lose the very first game, that's quite significant. And I think the Czech guys should still feel very, very happy with their performance in this tournament so far. And since they did get a win against the TyRanT team, they actually have a shot at getting second place in the group. It's going to be tough, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing their progression in this tournament. Dale Andrew Darling donated $21.67 and says trying for an even $20 after the exchange rate conversion. Not quite. You were a little bit high on that one, but thank you very much, Dale, for your donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So generous, you guys. You really are. So that is the series of the the TyRanT Legends versus